Well, hello to everybody. This is Charles Richard, and welcome back to my channel. I haven't done anything in some time because I've been busy doing other things and actually planning some other stuff. And I'll tell you as we move along with some of the videos, a series of videos that I am going to be trying to get to you. In the meantime, I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel, and I'm filming this particular video. I'm doing this on a Fujifilm X-10. As you all know, I do have a series of cameras, the Olympus OMD1 and the Olympus OMD5. I also have the Olympus Pen camera, and I think that out of all the cameras, this happens to be my favorite, not necessarily because it is better or more professional, but because it is, and not necessarily because it's easier to use, but because the color science that I get out of the Fujifilm is just, there's really no comparison. And that's why I chose to use this particular camera in this particular situation, which is in one of my rooms. And as you can see, the color in it is just radiant and vibrant, and it looks exactly, the yellows are exactly the same as they actually are. You know what I'm saying? The yellows, the reds, the greens, everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I love so much this particular Fujifilm cameras. Towards the back you can see that I have an antique. Over here is an antique, it's an antique dresser from 1924 or 26. It's one of the other, you know, I don't know if it's 24 or 26. I don't use it as a dresser. I use it to store all my coffee. That's my coffee stash right there from all over the world. That's what I use. I drink coffee, as you guys know. I'm drinking my coffee. Today I'm having French vanilla, which I have percolated, or actually done on a percolator, a General Electric percolator from 1965, and it's just awesome. Definitely awesome. And on this side you can see my iMac, which I do a lot of my edits and that sort of stuff. And I am using, to create this video, I am using a very inexpensive, it's not a video light, but it is an LED light that I picked up this particular week for $20. I mean, it's incredibly inexpensive. It's only $20. It is an actual desk lamp, but it is really amazing, you know, for the kind of money that you spent, you know, to be able, you can actually able to save money. It is not variable or anything like that, but the light that I can get out of it is really nice for the price. And I'm just bouncing it off the ceiling, and in the background on that side I have a 60-watt LED to kind of offset it and give me kind of a backlight. I do have a light on what we call a hair light, but it is not on, and I think that the reason that I have not turned it on is because it's not LED. It is actually incandescent, and for that said, when I turn it on, it gives me a very yellowish color, which I am not happy. I think tomorrow I might pick up a different bulb and probably do like a 15 watt, okay, because, you know, I don't want to overpower. It's just for a light touch on the hair, you know, and that's really all I need. I am again in a room which is actually only 10 by 10. You know, and that's one of the reasons that I like this camera. This camera has a fixed lens. It goes from 12 millimeters to 112, right? And it's very versatile, very versatile. I'm using its its own internal microphones, and the reason that it sounds so clear and so good is because the microphones are actually right in front of the camera, and when you speak in a vlogging style like I am right now, it picks up the sound very clean and clear. So that is a positive thing, and I can't emphasize how much so far I like this camera. So anyways, with that said, let's get away from the cameras and the reviews, because this is not about a camera review, but for those that have asked me, you know, what do I use or what do I feel is best, you know, I'm giving you my personal experience and opinion. I've used all kinds of cameras, but I do like the Fujifilms. With that said, I have a lot to cover. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be covering from this point on is new things that are happening in the Orlando area. As you know, in a couple of months we're going to have the grand opening of the new park in Disney, which is Star Wars Galaxy Edge, and that is almost done. And so many people have been waiting for that, and there's so much construction going on, you know, or in other words, Orlando is getting ready to do a massive expansion. And when I say massive expansion, I do mean massive expansion. There's construction all over the place, and they're building condos, apartment buildings, shopping centers, you know, so there's a huge change coming along. With that said, there's also with these changes, there's new restaurants that have opened, and there's restaurants, I should say, that have closed, and some that are going to be closing, and we're going to be covering all of this. Some that are closing are not necessarily because they're bad or anything like that. They have excellent reviews on Yelp and Google and all these sites, but people are really just not into going to these smaller mom-pop restaurants, and the amount of people that do go to these restaurants are not enough to be able to in other words, they don't generate enough money for these smaller restaurants to be able to maintain their doors open, and with that said, it's so sad to see some of them go, but you know, we have to move on, and that's what it's all about. So if you want to stay posted, you know, please subscribe. That way, if you are subscribed and if you do hit the bell, as soon as I do post a video, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, which are the medias that I do use, you will be notified, and you can watch and keep up to date as to what's going on in Orlando here on this channel, Where to Go. This is Charles Richard, you know, and saying I'll see you very shortly in our next video.